During the 20th century, new types of political regimes emerged, regimes marked by absolute dictatorship and the suppression of freedoms, whether in the press or in the expression of opinions. But what truly distinguished these regimes was not just dictatorship, it was the rise of the concept of totalitarianism, which gave them the name totalitarian regimes. These are political systems that exercise complete control over every aspect of an individual's life. They dictate domestic and foreign policy, control the media, education, the economy, the military, and even people's ways of thinking. At the top stands a single leader, portrayed as infallible and almost sacred, supported by a single party, with no power sharing whatsoever. The totalitarian regime aims to transform culture, social life, and the very concept of the individual from the ground up. When we speak of totalitarian regimes in the 20th century, we are mainly referring to three major systems. Nazi Germany under Adolf Hitler. After coming to power in 1933, Hitler transformed Germany into a Nazi state based on the idea of racial superiority. He used media, propaganda, and incitement against Jews, Roma, and political opponents. He carried out brutal repression and opened the gates to the hell of World War II. The Nazi regime turned every young German into a ferocious fighter ready to die for the Führer. The Soviet Union under Joseph Stalin. Stalin turned his country into a strict communist state. He abolished private property, led purge campaigns with executions and deportations of millions of opponents, and transformed the Soviet Union into a true police state. Communism, as implemented in the USSR, built a society focused entirely on collective interest, where the individual had no inherent value. Fascist Italy under Benito Mussolini. Mussolini was the first to practically apply the totalitarian model. He controlled the media, labor unions, and the military, using repression and propaganda to build a strong fascist state. But totalitarianism was not limited to Europe. In Asia, Kim Il-sung established in North Korea a regime resembling a mass prison, still closed off to this day. In China, Mao Zedong launched the Cultural Revolution, which led to widespread chaos and ideological purges throughout society. Totalitarian regimes often begin with attractive slogans: social justice, national unity, renewal, fighting the nation's enemies. But they quickly turn into systems that stifle freedoms and enforce loyalty by force. By the end of the 20th century, these regimes declined in some countries, particularly with the fall of the Soviet Union, but they did not disappear entirely. Some observers believe that new forms of modern totalitarianism are re-emerging today in different guises, through technology, digital surveillance, and new nationalist rhetoric. The 20th century remains a witness to the most extreme expressions of totalitarianism, a century that proved tyranny does not begin with a rifle, but with an idea that captivates the masses. Finally, if you enjoyed the video, give us a like and check out one of the 2 videos shown on the screen.